Yo, what's up, YouTube? This is your boy Jay from Keeping It Real, your arbiter of gaming news and commentary, hitting you off with a studio production video where you know this is your channel, where all gamers' voices are heard. With your boy Jay, always dropping the word. Keeping them other gaming YouTubers like, what you heard? And where you always know, we always keep it all the way real. What's up, everybody? I just want to thank you all for checking out my studio production video today. And man, this is going to be an interesting video, man. I wanted to do, as you guys know, the pre-orders for the Xbox X, the Beast, will be coming very soon at Gamescom. It apparently looks like there's some other news that has dropped in a nice hot leak in regards to a limited edition Xbox X. Go ahead and dig into that. And I just want to basically talk about, man, is this price tag of $500 really going to be an issue moving forward? Now, you guys have heard me talk about this before, man, but I want to go ahead and dig into this because you got, that Pactor dude still hollering and shooting at the mouth, talking about, $500 is going to be so much of a drain on people's wallets. I don't think they can bring themselves to be able to, get an X because it's just so highly expensive. So, I'm going to go ahead and dig into that and go ahead and talk about it, man. So now, man, let's put all this in perspective. We know when it comes to pricing that the original Xbox, when it was launched at $500, and we all know how that turned out. But now you got to remember, when that launched, it launched with the Kinect, and it could have just been $400, especially for what you were getting. And we gotta, if you really look at everything, you don't have half the service, not even half the service of what you have now, what we have now as compared to when it launched, as well as the games, and as well as anything to the magnitude of what the power we're getting with the X. So I wanted to go ahead and dig into this, man, and I think a lot of guys got to really understand about how this really works. If you really add it up, man, you go out and go try to get a ultra 4K Blu-ray player. You go ahead and see how much it costs. Just go ahead and go try to go get it, okay, and see how much it costs. You go ahead and try to go get a PC rig that is going to play games in native 4K and run games at 60 frames per second. You will find out that just for the video card, you're spending over $400. You're spending $400 to $500, maybe more, just for the video card, let alone all the rest of the PC that you're building. Okay, so if you really think about it and you just add everything up, and that's not including the ability to be able to connect any of your cable to it, the ability of all your multimedia options, all of your streaming options, having be able to actually stream games and also make your own content at 4K. That's not including all of that. Okay, you would really start to see that this price tag, man, is a banging deal. If you just really add up how much you would be paying otherwise, it's not even close. So it tells you it's priced just as what it really should be. I think it's the most actually very conservative price you can actually have, man. That really is understandable based on the content and the value of what you're getting. And really, I think it's just really overblown for anybody to think that $500 is a ridiculous price. That people, I think that when the pre-orders open up and they're sold out immediately within the same day, I think within 24 hours, I think it's going to be realized by a lot of folks who are haters or who didn't believe it, that $500 ain't shit when it comes to the value of what you're getting. Then they're going to understand the value, because at the end of the day, people will do whatever it takes to get something that's valuable. Okay, that price crap only works for something that ain't worth shit. If something's worth something, trust me, people will find a way to get it, no matter what way it goes. So that's what I would say for folks who are, worried about the price, no matter what packers say. At the end of the day, this is about the timing. This is the right time for the X. We obviously need an option of a console that is going to further us as console gamers into a market that is going to give us exactly what we want for now and into the future. And if you look at the future, 4K is where it's at. That's where everything is moving. And that's what's great about this Xbox X. It's future proof. It's going to give us at least 3 to 4 years towards the future. I mean, having things like VSync and a more higher performing HDMI setup. I mean, and Dolby Atmos. I mean, it's future proof in every sense of the word. You go and see how much a Dolby Atmos system costs. You go and see how much you got to pay for it. See, and this thing is already compatible with it. It's Dolby Atmos. I'm already looking into getting the Dolby Atmos headphones, man, because now I'm gonna have the Xbox X is gonna be compatible. It opens up a whole nother world. I don't know if you guys ever tried it or got the Dolby Atmos app to see just how precise. I mean, it feel like it's really happening. The sounds feel like they're happening in your living room. If you ain't tried it, you just don't know. And the cool thing about the X is it opens up possibilities for so many different things that just changes the whole game for everything from video gaming to multimedia to your entertainment on watching TV, man, and movies, man. It's just like it opens up a whole nother world, and all of that for $500 ain't bad at all, man. So really, if you really think about it, man, and I think the pre-order cycle is going to prove that out, that this is something that $500 is something more than worth it. And people are going to be running out in droves to pick it up. So I just wanted to go ahead and put down my piece on that and let you guys know if anybody was wondering about that, or what this analyst dude is talking about, or what anyone else or Sony haters are talking about, man. Just know all that is his cover. This is what they're gonna always say. Just like what they're trying to talk about with the X being announced. You got these little fanboys on the thread talking about, well, where's your exclusives? Just trying to be smart about it. But the funny thing is, what they're trying to distract from is that we're gonna have all the best versions of all the games, all the multiplats are gonna come out. As well as we had a huge library, and when the X come out, we'll have a complete library of backwards compatible games. So we're gonna have more games than we know what to do with. So you could talk about one exclusive being delayed, even though, Sony, let's just keep it honest, the Sony fanboys shouldn't be talking nothing about delayed games, man. These guys have been having, how many times was Uncharted delayed? Like what, 6 times or more? So they're the delayed kings, when the Sony's the delayed kings when it comes to that. So they shouldn't be saying anything about delayed games, but that's besides the point. I digress. But the fact is that, there's going to be more games than we know what to do with. And now we're going to be getting the best versions of all these games, and it's going to open up a whole nother world of gameplay for us. So, man, that's something I'm really excited about. I think something is going to be a really huge deal, and I think that's the reason why it's caught on and a lot of folks are really interested in. That's why we have so much participation or anticipation for the X itself. So, yeah, man, that's my hit on that. I wanted to go ahead and move on now to this new limited edition leak that has come out recently about a Scorpio version of the X. And I think, this is one of those things that I think they're doing along with what originally, I actually have that original Xbox, the day one edition, man. I actually have still the controller to that. I traded in, I actually, believe it or not, I traded in my actual console, but I still have the day one edition controller. It came with a little silver D-pad. It was pretty cool. It came with a little silver D-pad. It had the day one edition in the middle. I really liked it. It really set itself apart from all the other controllers when you just get the standard Xbox controller, and it was really a cool addition, especially for those who were, you know, got it early on, man. And I think that was really cool. And it looks like Microsoft is setting it up for the same thing, to have this early edition, Scorpio edition, which I will be getting, that drops. I think that's awesome. And I just think that's just more power to the course. Now that leaked, and I'm sure Microsoft not too happy about that, but I just think that's just the beginning. That tells you right there that the thought that they're putting into it, that tells you that they've listened to the gamers, that the gamers like that Scorpio name, and that they said, you know what, yeah, we can't copyright Scorpio. That's kind of may be a kind of a disaster for us, and this is what Phil has said, but you know what, we can find a way to make this a real cool thing for our fans, especially the ones who are going to be going out and buying it first on. Let's go ahead and do something special for them. Now this is the stuff that I'm talking about, you know, that you only really see with Microsoft. You know what I mean? Like, this is the stuff that we talk about when we talk about, you know, being pro gamer. When you talk about the best place to play, in my opinion, the best place to play is where the actual company listens to the gamers and gives them what they want. I don't know about you, but I bet you if you talk to a lot of Sony guys right now, you look at their patch that they're getting. Now I have Sony PlayStation, so I would be looking forward to having, hey, some new functionality in my interface. It would be nice to be able to change your name. Still don't got that. They still, even with this new patch, it doesn't do that. They still waiting for that. Now I think it does a couple other things that'll be great, but when it comes to really gonna be any groundbreaking or impactful changes to their interface, or changes to the performance or anything like that, that's gonna do anything impactful, no. They're still getting the same thing over and over again. Now the thing is that with Microsoft, they're always, you know, changing things and making things better as much as they possibly can. You guys know about the new update that we're getting. You know, I'm excited about it. Now there's some who are not as excited about it, or they feel like, well, some things they kind of, you know, they don't like. But that's what it's all about when it comes to the preview portion of it. It is to make sure it gets out to the people, to preview it, check it out, see if you like it. Now obviously the things you don't like, they're going to look into changing it, or altering it to what's going to be the best overall, and then that's when it's going to come out. So that's the whole point is this, but at least they're coming up with new ideas about different things, and they're trying to advance their UI and their interfaces, and when it comes to how intuitive and how fluently and the performance of it, at least they're doing something about it, as opposed to just letting it sit and saying, well, okay, you just take that, I guess you fine with that, and moving on. They could just do that, but they're not. And that's the thing I like about Microsoft, that they actually continuously keep trying to change things in a way to make things better. They don't just sit on their hands. They keep trying to make us have a better experience as gamers. And to me personally, that's the only place I would want to play. A platform that actually provides that for me. And I think that's what a lot of people are going to find out moving forward. This is what we're seeing with this Scorpio edition of the Xbox, and I'm just really excited about that. I think that's really cool. It's going to be interesting to see what they're going to do with that, and what type of packaging that's going to come into, because they're talking about premium packaging. And you imagine people who never got an Xbox going ahead and they're getting their hands on this, opening up that package. You imagine the experience that they're going to have. That they've had PlayStation or whatever other console before this, they've never got an Xbox One. Never seen it, and now they're getting the most powerful console ever made, and they're getting the Xbox One in a nice packaging, you know, looking all good. They boot that thing up, see the ease of it, see the cool interface. Now this is for people who's never had one before. Now you think about the experience that they're gonna have, that's gonna change everything about what they think about Xbox. And that's the point. That's what I'm trying to get to. The point is, what you guys gotta, like, a lot of guys are not realizing, and I've been saying this for a long time, this is the new branding of what Xbox is. The X will be the new standard of the Xbox. It's not like it is with the Pro, where it's like, okay, a half step, and it's basically was just to help out for the VR. No, with Microsoft, They are making the new standard version of what the Xbox will be. And a lot of guys are just not really picking up on that yet. Not really getting that, because of course how it's kind of marketed as a premium console, and that doesn't really relay the point that no, this is really just a rebranding of what the Xbox is. This will be the new standard for Xbox. And I think, unlike with the PS4, if you look at what's happening with the PS4 is still vastly outselling the Pro. You're going to see the opposite with the X. You're going to see the X vastly outselling the S, and you're going to see the X take over dominance and actually be the most dominant console being sold, and you're going to see it become the standard. And this is what I've been trying to say. You're going to actually see the X become a standard, where that is what's going to be driving the sales for Microsoft from here on out, and or I would say from its launch on out. And that is what I've been trying to say for a long time. I don't think a lot of guys has really caught on to it. Maybe they feel like, oh, well, I don't know. There's still millions of people. We got at least close to 40 million people who are going to have a S. That's true. But think about how much room we still got for the growth of the X. See, if you really think about it, the X has plenty of growth, where there's plenty of tens of millions of people who can still buy it, and that still give it enough growth for people to feel like, the people where you won't feel like, well, I'm being shunned out, or I gotta get an X, because Microsoft is making it to where it's completely backwards compatible. They're making it to where, hey, you still got the S, where it upscales to 4K. It still it has a Blu-ray, Ultra Blu-ray player in it. It still is going to give you, they're still up in the performance. You look at what they're doing with DirectX 12. That's not only going to help the X, it's going to help the S. And they're still making sure that you're going to still get the best quality visuals and frame rate out of the S. They're still continuously to make sure that devs can put a steady frame rate and a good resolution, and on the S as well. So what that's gonna do is that's gonna be just enough to make the millions of people who have an S feel great about it, and it's gonna be just enough to ensure that, hey, look, if you want to step up to that next level and go ahead and get an X, you can go ahead and do that. And with that, along with having programs that were good trade-in value on programs, good trade-in programs, that's all you need. And the thing is about that is, what I'm trying to say is that you're going to see where the X is going to sell at a rate where it literally is going to be the new standard. For a lot of people who haven't brought an X, maybe people who have a PlayStation, they haven't went over to the Xbox because they feel like, they just want the best visuals or whatever, or best graphics, they're going to be turning over to the X. And you got to understand that the X for them would be the new standard. That would be the standard of what Xbox is. And once they have the X, that they won't want nothing less than that. It's kind of like eating really good food, man. You can't go back to that garbage no more. When you eat the best, man, you just like, man, you can taste the difference in everything else. And to you, that good food becomes the standard if that's what you want to eat. You don't want to mess with nothing else, or you just see the difference and you just like, I ain't with that. So I think that's what you guys are going to see. It's going to be really interesting seeing how it unfolds. There's one thing I can tell you, man, this first round of pre-orders, especially when it comes to this limited edition Scorpio, that damn thing, I believe, will sell within hours, man. It's going to be gone. So you guys might want to be tuning in, making sure as soon as the pre-orders are available, you can grab yours up, man, because it's going to go fast. I mean, I'm already set up to buy 2 of them damn things to pre-order 2 of them right off start gate. So it's going to be interesting to see what else is going to be coming up at Gamescom. If that's one thing that leaks, so that tells you they got some surprises for us. And they got some things for us to really, sink our teeth into, man. I'm just excited for this weekend. It's almost here. So, yeah, man, that's my video on this, man. I want you guys go ahead and hit me up in the comment box. Make sure you like, share, subscribe if you dig your boy's content, and join the Keep It Reals family. All right, man, until the next time. This is Jay. I'm always keeping it real. and I'm gone.